Hey guys, well, I'm going to be honest with you. Today I kind of set out with the idea that I was going to make some sort of a primitive shelter that I need some practice. I've really been neglecting that. I know how to make a debris hut, and if I have evergreens or something, but just for my area, a primitive shelter has been giving me fits. The snow is really light. It's like sugar snow. It's like it will not stick together. You can make it stick together if you tromp with your snowshoes and pack it in and then wait for a while. Then it will clump together a little bit. But it's not snow that you can take your snowshoe and shovel into a big pile and then let it sit for a minute and then, or an hour or whatever, and then burrow a nice igloo type shelter out of there. And we don't have, or snow cave, whatever, and we don't have enough snow right now to where I could go up to a drift and just burrow in. I mean, some of these snow shelters are good for 3, 4, 5, 6 feet of snow, and where the weather has gotten a little warmer and then kind of melted it and compacted it a little bit, then that snow is easier to dig. We did get a little bit warm the other day. It was about 35, and so but then it got cold again and we got some more snow, so there is some snow under this powder snow that's a little bit thicker, but it's not very good stuff to try to build with. So I kind of fell into a trap of, well, I need to build a shelter like everybody else builds, the debris hut or the basically the spider shelter or something, and try to cover it with as much insulating material as I can and then throw snow over it. That's what I wanted to do today. And actually my thought was, I have a lot of swamps in my area, and I've got a lot of swamp grass, and that swamp grass is real good insulating material, and I wanted to line that as a bed and also cover my spider shelter. Well, the problem is it's all covered with snow, and the finer stuff, I mean, everything is just packed under the snow. I'll show you in a second. I mean, it'd be really tough to get. I tried. I couldn't get. It wasn't going to be worth it to try and dig all this stuff out. So I was kind of packing up and ready to leave, and I got to thinking about what type of shelter. I mean, if I was really in a bad spot, I mean, I'm going to have to figure out something that I'm going to have to do if I don't have a tarp or something. And a lot of these down trees and stuff, and the root balls, when the down tree falls, it leaves a big root ball. I've been toying with the idea of making some sort of shelter with that. My camera's messing up. Alright, well, now we're back on track. Every once in a while that stupid thing starts shaking. I don't know why, but anyway. So I've been toying with the root ball idea, and anyway, I was just about ready to leave, and I'm going to show you what I think I probably would be able to make a shelter work for me for one night. I'm not talking like a long-term shelter. I'm talking like you got stuck out here and you need to figure something out, and maybe you have a couple hours of daylight left, something you could just hunker down, maybe cook a meal real quick and just try to hunker down for the night. So I'm going to grab the camera and I'll show you why I can't get the grass, and I'll show you the shelter option that I think might work. I haven't investigated it 100%, but let's just go check it out. Okay, this is a swamp right here. So you can see right there where I kind of snowshoed out there and tried to kick some of this grass off. Normally this grass is, I just tried to kick it. All this right here is grass, but it's real hard to get, I might be able to, that's a nice clump down in there, but still, with all the getting wet and the snow on your hands and everything, it's kind of a bummer. So let's go over here. I've got some down trees over there. I probably could have made that work somehow. But let's check out that right there. I think the high for today was about 5 below. So, you definitely would want a shelter option. I mean, it got down to 25 below zero last night. And a fire is going to keep you alive. A shelter and a fire would be what you really need and really want. So I'm going to investigate this little thing here. This is some sort of root ball here. Hopefully I can dig out some of the snow and at least it would be some sort of a windbreak. It's actually pointing in the wrong direction. The open end is towards the west. Most of our winds come from the west, but you know, there's enough down trees here that I might be able to find something better. Otherwise, I might be able to just put some sort of a reflector, grab some wood and just kind of make a triangle here. I can see a natural triangle, no roof over the top, but just a natural triangle to try and reflect some of the heat and block some of the wind. So I'm going to investigate it further, kind of dig it out a little bit, and we'll see what we got. Hey guys, well, I dug it out a little bit. It was a little bit of work. Nothing compared to trying to make that other shelter though. I mean, this one was, you know, basically ready-made, and you know, I use the term shelter lightly here. I mean, if I booked my next vacation here with the wife, she'd be pissed. But you know, whatever you can do. I'd be able to stick my legs a little bit in there if I clean that out. And if I knock some of this stuff, it's all frozen, but if I knocked some more of this stuff out, you know, I could probably curl up in here, and I mean, it would suck, but it would be better than nothing at all. I know that. I'm enclosed by good 3 sides here. If I had a fire out here in front of me, now I could devote the rest of the day to finding firewood, which would really be what would save my life. I mean, you know, we've had discussions about this fire before, but I'll take feeding a fire every hour or every 2 hours over -5 in a dirt hole with no fire, for sure. So, you know, I could grab some bark and insulate on the ground here, because my butt's already starting to get cold. But I just wanted to tell you that I fell in the trap too, or I fell in the trap of thinking I needed to do it the way the book said, or the way that I've seen it done, or whatever. I couldn't. I was failing because I don't have the materials, and probably not the skills to manufacture a shelter out here in these conditions right now. Now this is a little bit, this isn't 100% accurate for the surrounding woods in my area, because every time I go for a walk in my surrounding area woods, there's evergreens. So, I mean, you know, it just so happens my property doesn't really have any evergreens. It used to be farmland back in the day, so I mean, it was all logged and it's just grown up with whatever is here. So it's not 100% accurate about the woods in my area, but still, I wanted to see if I could come out here and make a shelter with what I have out here, and I should be able to. I can make a debris hut darn near any time of the year, except for when we have more than about 6 inches of snow, probably more than about 3 or 4 inches of snow, because it's just too much of a pain. Trying to get a little woodpecker come to visit. It's cool out here. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you this. My plans were to make this awesome snow shelter or whatever, and it turns out I'm in a dirt hole, but hey, you do what you can do. So, hope you guys are having a good one. Take care. One more thing I was going to show you guys. Everybody says that wool retains its heat when it's wet, and it does, and it's awesome, and I love wool, but it's pretty tough to retain its heat when it's frozen. So that was just the humidity from my breath and stuff. So anyway, just thought I'd show you that.